Gia, what is your total GMV at right now?
Probably a little over 5 million.
And what's been your highest month in sales?
700,000.
700,000 in one single
Yes.
month.
I haven't hit my million, but I will.
How does the money that you made as an influencer compare to the money that you're making on TikTok Shop?
Oh my God. I mean, I went from 6 figures a year to 6 figures a month.
You go from a content creator that you're making 10K, you start making 100K from TikTok Shop. What are you thinking?
Holy, why didn't I do this sooner? Being able to do that for my husband. I mean,
Oh,
he
from
did it for
TikTok
me
Shop. Yeah.
when he was on the Lakers and when he played basketball. Like, he took care of me, right? He took me around the world. And now it's like the roles have switched.
Welcome back to the #1 social commerce podcast on the internet. Today we're joined by my friend Gia Faye. Gia is an absolute killer in the TikTok Shop space. Gia, what is your total GMV at right now?
God,
in sales?
this month or just
Total.
God, probably a little over 5 million.
Over $5 million in sales on TikTok Shop. And what's been your highest month in sales?
700,000.
700,000 in one single month.
I haven't hit my million, but I will.
That is crazy. Tell us, how did you start? So I knew Gia because you did YouTube. When did you start YouTube?
2012.
So Gia's an OG influencer. You were really big in the fitness space. How did that happen for you?
Well, when I went to college, I was a spinning instructor and a personal trainer. When I graduated, I didn't want to get a real quote unquote job.
Right.
So I kind of pursued making YouTube videos. I also studied marketing, and I really thought YouTube was going to be the future of marketing. So I started making workout videos just to market my personal training business, and then it became its own business
an influencer
on its own. Yeah, this was before influencers. There was even a title. So I remember it was like a year before I got my first brand deal, and that's when I shot my first video with like David Alvarez and like Mario.
How did you link up with the first Latino influencers?
How did I link up with it was
how did you link up with David?
It was with God, what was that? It's a media company. I signed with them first. I can't even think of their name right now. This is baby brain right now.
I think I know who you're talking about. The first Latino company.
Yes. Who was the media company?
I know who you're talking about. It wasn't Univision. I know who you're talking.
Because they came in second.
It's like
Me Too.
Me Too. There
Me
we go.
Too. Yes.
Okay. So y'all were all signed with that.
Yes, and that's who linked me to like other Latino influencers. And I was with them for like, I think it was like a year or two. They were taking 50%, which at the point, at the time, I didn't know because I wasn't making any money.
My first one was taking like 60% too.
It was just like you were so grateful to make money on the internet. So you're like, okay. I was making zero before them. So I will say it helped.
in hindsight, how does the money that you made as an influencer compare to the money that you're making on TikTok Shop?
Oh my God. I mean, I went from 6 figures a year to 6 figures a month.
Influencer versus shop creator. And a lot of influencers still are not, they're not aware of the money that we're making on TikTok Shop.
No, and I think there's still a lot of arrogance.
Right.
In the sense of I'm too good to post unless you're paying me a flat fee. And I'm not going to lie, that's kind of how I started. You know, I was hired to do hosting at first, to do live hosting.
How did you get that gig? Because that's where I saw her on my feed. And I was getting into shop at the time.
It's interesting because I was going through a lawsuit at the time, and I honestly wanted to get out of the social media space. I was getting sued for my logo.
What?
A guy who had given me the logo, he had given it to me 10 years prior. He came back and was like, yo, you are famous and rich, and which I was not. Again, 6 figures, I guess, is rich. But he sued me, and I was fighting that battle 3 years. I was fighting for my name and fighting for the logo. And so at that year in 2023, I was actually on Indeed trying to do social media marketing for other companies. And I was interviewing with a lot of people. Like I said, I was in a really big depression. I wanted to give up on social media. I just didn't want to be famous anymore in the sense because I thought I'm going to be prey for people to come after me. And so I submitted an application for TikTok hosting. I didn't know it was actually going to be in front of the camera, though.
Wait, so you were ready to just stop doing the influencer stuff?
Oh, I was done. That lawsuit scared me. I mean, they were harassing me for 3 years, trying to shake me down for money.
So completely ruined your whole
and that's why I kind of left fitness and YouTube. I stopped that whole year because they were coming after every video, every time that logo came out on a shirt, which is why it's completely gone from my website now and my YouTube videos. I had to take down some of my most viral videos because I had the shirt on. At the end of the day, I won. They had to pay back all my legal fees, but it was 3 years of hell with these people. So you
needed to find something else to pay the bills and get the cash flow up.
And not even pay bills. It was also pay bills. I was pretty consistently making about 10 to 15,000 with brand deals.
With YouTube
and
social media.
YouTube and Instagram, mostly Instagram at that point, and Facebook AdSense actually. Yeah, I had a media guy start reposting all my stuff on Facebook, and not doing anything, I was making 10 grand a month, which is really nice.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So they were repurposing ads. Your content.
Yes,
nice.
Exactly.
So, okay. So then
So I applied for the TikTok hosting position. That's what got me
What
started.
attracted you to that?
Well, I was like, oh, maybe it's social media. I can help. I thought I was going to be helping again behind the scenes.
Oh.
And
so you still had a passion for social media, but you didn't want to put your face out there.
I mean, I'm a fucking expert. You know, I was doing this. I just didn't want to be in front of the camera no more. I was like, I'm done. And so I went in for the interview,
gosh, this is crazy.
And it was TikTok hosting, and I was like, well, let me just try it. It was super uncomfortable. I had always wanted to do QVC though, like in the back of my mind, I was like, QVC sounds really fun. Like I love Shark Tank, and I love that girl Laura Marie, whatever her name is. So I tried it, and I like killed it that first day. And I loved it. I mean, I had already done TV hosting. I don't know if you remember, I was on that show, Get It Girl. And I've done a lot of interviews with Telemundo and Univision. And so, like, I really loved, like, the whole live aspect. I could be myself. And nobody was doing it. So there wasn't, like, a template. You know, it was just, like, the company was like, just do it.
I really think that you were, like, the GOAT of, like, the first, like, live host.
Well, I
was
doing it 5 days a week for 4 hours a day. So I was live all the time. So people did initially see me, yes.
I saw you all over the feed. This was at the beginning of TikTok Shop.
Yeah, and in my first month, I still sold like 400,000. So that's why that put me on
for
the map.
that company.
For that company, they were giving me 2% plus $10,000 base, which I thought.
So then 2% of that, how much were you making? Like at the end of the month,
like 15 to 20,000 or something a month.
So that was good because you were making 10 to 15 as an influencer.
Yeah, it was good. It was, and it was
able to replace that.
Yes.
But then, what are you thinking in the back of your head?
I mean,
because was the affiliate stuff out yet at that point?
It was. And my girl who was my like production manager, she was like, Gia, you need to start making videos. But I was like, again, that arrogant influencer. I don't want to sell to people, even though we sell to people, but directly selling is different than marketing. Right. Product placement is different. Because they're like thinking like you're
like a sellout.
Yes. And so there was a lot of hesitation in me, but I started to see
because it's like you're doing like nothing but brand deals for like free.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, and I started thinking like these brands are paying me $5,000-$10,000 for a video. They're making millions. I'm like, wait. So like the more and more I stayed there, the more and more I was doing the math.
So you had a big audience. You're like, man, I'm bringing my audience. They were probably buying from them because they saw you too.
Well, there was actually a lot of new audience because TikTok really, I was kind of big there, but it was more male based. My followers on TikTok were more male versus YouTube, Instagram, Facebook was females. So I really needed to start targeting the female audience. And yes, some of them eventually did follow me. They're like, oh, Gia from YouTube. That did build my credibility because people were like, she's awesome. She's, really honest. And so people trusted me. So that did help.
So you're an early live host and you're selling for this brand, and then you're probably you're probably the only live host I know that actually took the leap of faith to become an affiliate. So tell us what happened
what
happened in your mind that you were like, I'm gonna do this on my own.
Well, I'm a numbers person, and I started to do the numbers, and I was working for a Chinese company. They were great. They taught me everything, but they started to try to add more duties. Like, on top of my flat fee, they were like, can you make videos too? And I'm like, wait, like, that's more money because you're going to make now money as a royalty consistently.
Well, I think, too, you had already built, like, you were already a successful social media influencer, and now they're trying to tell you to do all this stuff versus somebody that just needed a job, and you're like, yes, I'll do it.
Exactly.
You're like, you had that.
I knew my value.
Right.
And I was like, and even when they first offered me, they wanted me to do 5 days a week for 4 hours. They offered me $5,000 for the month. I was like, no, I'll do it for 10. They didn't even blink. They were like, okay. So I asked for double, or else they were going to give me 5. And for 5 days a week, 4. And for me, I'm like, for me to leave my house, even my husband, I told him, I was like, I don't think they'll give it to me. I'm just going to say it because I didn't want to drive somewhere. I'm used to working from my house. I don't want to be told what to do, when to do it. Like, I've been my own boss for 10 years. So it was like I had to be there by 3 to shoot at 4. So I was like, unless they give me 10, I'm not going to do it. And of course, they gave it to me. So I remember when I came home, I told my husband, I was like, damn it, they said yes. I was kind of bummed because I didn't want to go back into social media. And I was like, and if I did, I was like, I want double, and I want it to be whenever I want to shoot. They did eventually tell me, okay, when do you want to shoot? But it has to be then consistent.
How long were you with them for?
For 5 months.
5 months you were going live with them every week?
From August to February.
You were grinding.
Yeah, but then I fell in love with everybody there too. So it was like, it was fun. It was different because I hadn't worked with a team. I had been, working alone at my house with maybe a videographer, an editor. And like, you know, you had a manager, you really got to know the community, and it was a lot of, you know, everybody in the company was Chinese. And so that was also just learning from them. They knew TikTok. And I started to see like, oh shoot, this is the future, so I have to be here. That's what made me jump onto YouTube, right? I studied marketing in college, and when I saw YouTube and what was happening, I was like, this is the future. So I'm always like trying to look ahead, right? Like,
You were building.
So, yes, and so when I started there, I started to see, you know, they were telling me what was happening in China, and I'm like, okay, this is gonna be the next big thing. And I do want to get back to lives. That's the only thing, is I took a break since I got pregnant, and I just had the baby. But I'm like, now I'm like, okay.
So you're working for this company. 5 months goes in, and then you decide you're gonna do the affiliate program on your own.
Yeah.
What was that like leaving? What made you leave?
I mean,
And what made you realize
well,
like I could do this on my own?
I definitely didn't know if I could do it on my own. I'm gonna be honest. I left with complete doubt. And I also didn't leave with support. My dad, my husband, but honey, you know, this is a stable position. You're getting 15 to 20 a month. Don't be greedy. And I'm like, but I started to do the numbers, and I'm like, I can make 100,000 a month. But again, my parents and people don't, their mind, there's like a cap in people's mind. So when you tell that to people, they're like, you're crazy. You know what I mean? So people were making me doubt myself. But again, I kept doing the numbers, and I stayed probably 2 months longer than I should have because of the fear.
Really?
But then it just got really, they started to try to control my creative freedom. And that's when I was like, break. No, you cannot tell me who to be, how to dress, how to do my makeup, how to do my hair. Like, that's where they started to get, because, you know, things started to grow. They wanted to get a certain brand, like branding for them. And so that's when I finally put my brakes on. And I was like, I have to go.
So you didn't see the affiliate program and knew you were gonna jump. You just wanted to leave.
I wanted to leave, but I also knew. I saw the affiliate program, and I started doing the numbers.
Who were you seeing at the time?
It was this one hair girl. I don't remember her name, but I saw that she had made like $800,000 in a month from like a hair thing. And I was like, wait, and I looked at
like
the
one
commissions.
Of the first affiliates.
One of the first, and I was like, those numbers, she's definitely making $100,000 a month.
She just made a video saying that she was making that kind of money?
No, she you know, TikTok would send you, you know, emails like, this girl did 800,000 in GMB. They used to send emails like that
to try to get people to do it.
Yes. And that's when I started to do the numbers. I was like, oh shit, like I can make 100,000 in a month. And that's when I saw it to be possible. But again, it was not something that like everybody around me was like, just stay where you're at. But I couldn't anymore. I was like, I have to do it on my own, because then I'm more afraid of not trying something than failing, right? If I would have never left and never tried it, I'm like, what would have happened if I didn't try it?
So you start, and how does that first month go for you?
I did 1,700, and I started freaking the fuck out.
You made 1,700.
Yeah, my first month. So I left again. I was comfortably making the 15 to 20. The first month I made 1,700, and I was like, I started thinking maybe I should go back. And they were reaching out to me. Are you sure you don't want to come back? So it was hard. It was
and what product did you jump to when you left? Like,
bodysuits, because that's kind of like
Halara or
no
before?
OQQ. OQQ was the first brand I actually made 100,000 in a month, like as far as like commissions.
Right, but so your first month you made 1,700. Little did you know you were gonna make 100,000 with them.
Yeah.
So the first month you're just doing OQQ, and you keep doing just OQQ. You're not like trying different products.
I started different products, but fashion. Because when I was with Sugu was the name of the company I was working for. We were doing handbags, and then eventually we did fashion. So we would do like velour sweatpants and like the sets. Yeah. And so I started, you know, they taught me how to sell. So I basically just brought over the same model to my page. Yeah. And a lot of those followers came over to me because I had been that host for so long. And after I left, they started to bring in a bunch of different hosts. Now they're no longer doing lives. It didn't work out, right? But yeah, a lot of my buyers came over and they trusted me. And that actually helped me, because when people were live with me, they were like, oh, you can trust her. Everything she sells is amazing.
So they saw your new page.
Yeah.
And they remembered you from being, because I remember seeing you every single day. And I knew who you were, but we were breaking into the TikTok shop thing at the time. And you're the only influencer that I knew that was doing it with us. Yeah. So then I call you one day and we go have lunch. What time frame was it when we first relinked back up to talk about TikTok Shop? Had you already...
I was already doing it on my own.
And how many months were you doing it on your own?
God, I don't remember. You'd have to tell me what month.
You were already doing good, but both me and you were still trying to really crack it.
Yeah.
We hadn't hit 100K a month
No. We were like wanting, yeah.
And we were both trying to do it. And we were living in LA and we met up. But so first month, 1,700. Second month, how did the second month go?
The second month, we went to 12,000.
So you
And
knew you
that
had a
was
little
like, I'm
something.
like, okay, I almost made up the same.
You're live every day?
I was live two times a week.
Oh,
But I
okay.
was posting 3 videos a day.
Mm.
Consistently, religiously. Like working out. Didn't miss a day. And the third month I did 12,000 again. I'm like, okay, I'm okay if this is, the nice thing too is I had cushion, right? I had a savings.
Right.
So I didn't just take the leap with $0 in my bank account.
You're strategic about it.
Very strategic. And so then the third month I jumped to 30. Then it was 40, then 60, 80, and then 100, 100, 100, 100. Yeah, for like, the end of the year, obviously it was like
Q4.
4 months in a row, it was like 110.
So what do you feel like was the biggest difference from you going from 1,700 to eventually hitting 100K?
1,700, I mean,
Building your library or?
Tenacity and building the library, I think, because they're like royalty, right? Videos are like royalty. Like the more videos you have out there, the more money you're likely to get because an old video can pop off. At least that's how it used to be. I don't know how it is right now. I'm feeling like a lot of my old videos are not popping off anymore.
It's all ad spin now.
Yes.
It's
so there's a shift. Yeah,
there's a big shift,
and the GMV
now
max.
we got to start adapting again. But you go from a content creator that you've been doing influencer stuff, you're making 10K. You start making 100K from TikTok Shop. What are you thinking?
Holy, why didn't I do this sooner?
And then are you telling your other influencer friends?
I was. So I got Jackie Hernandez.
I saw Jackie the other day on her TikTok.
She, for months, was not wanting to do it. Then I started screenshotting my commissions.
And sending it to her.
She finally was like, okay, bitch, teach me.
What numbers are you sending Jackie?
I was sending her 60, 70.
1,000 as it's coming in, you're sending her this?
Yeah.
And
she
why
was
why didn't Jackie want to do it at first?
Because like other influencers, it's like,
which is weird. It's different.
It's just different. We were so used to like flat fee, like.
And now Jackie's in it.
Oh, Jackie's 100% in it.
Really?
Yeah, she does it every single day. She joined the agency that I had started. We had an agency for a little bit, and she was like, teach me.
I need to do a podcast with Jackie for sure. We got to catch up with Jackie too.
Yeah,
that's crazy. So, the world of e-commerce, like, what are you doing now? Like, what's the big thing now for you? Still videos, and you're still pursuing videos in fashion?
Yes, still videos, fashion, but more skincare, more makeup. I started a second page a couple months ago in Spanish.
Okay.
It's also a really good industry, or it's a really good demographic.
But you were telling me a long time ago that you wanted to start the Spanish page.
I did. And I started it
Did it take a while to get it going?
It took a while to get going. And just to build it, it's like a muscle. I was used to doing 3 videos on one page. Now I was like doing 6 in a day. So last September is when I really started to like little bit do it. And then I think by November, I was like 3 videos a day. But see, the difference with that community is it's a new community. So they didn't really know me. It's taking time. And I don't post a lot of me videos on there. I tell my story. My personal branding is in the shop videos, but it's not the same as like the people that have been following me on my my main page. They've seen me grow like for decades, some of them.
So you're a lot of OG fans. They're buying from you.
Yes, and they help me with the credibility for the new fans. So because like all it takes is for one of them to comment in a live or in a video like, she's amazing, she's honest, you can trust her reviews, and that is like, it's like a good review on Yelp.
Yeah,
you know?
That's insane. So, and then how does the Spanish page compare to the English page?
Well, it's interesting because last month Spanish page did double my English because my Spanish is makeup, and makeup, the commissions are so much higher and it's less saturated in Spanish.
So you found that gap in the market.
Yes.
That's
so like
crazy.
I had a slower month, quote unquote slower, right? I made like 70,000 last month, but more of it was like about 45 of it was from the Spanish page with only 50,000 followers. Versus my English page did less with almost 500,000 followers on that page.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Where do you feel like it's going for you? Like, where do you feel like the future is these next couple months? Like, what's your goal?
Well, I did just rent out a 3,500 square foot studio in Highland Park. And so the goal is to build it into a creative space to help other creators grow, right? Bring them in, teach them how to live stream, teach them how to shoot a video, work with them, their online presence, their, camera presence. I really would like to pay it forward.
So, like, you're thinking about for regular creators or regular people and turning them into creators?
Whoever, there's so many people that
so
want
like an incubation system where you're giving back.
Kind of like that. But people that are serious. Because, I was doing some social media consulting before I got into this, right? That's where I thought I was going to go. And
You keep wanting to go behind the camera, and
I
you keep
do.
ending up in the
I'm
front.
just like,
You gotta just
it
own
was
it.
just scary though. That lawsuit like scared me.
Right.
And I was like, I just don't want to be seen. And then I worked with like a spiritual coach. I did like hypnosis. I did all kinds of like, business coaching and life coaching. And it was like what you said. They're like, gee, you have to own it. And they helped me go into like, the hypnosis session helped me break that fear.
Really?
And as soon as we did that session, yeah, like within the next week, I got that position with TikTok.
Wow.
So it was like as soon as I let go of the fear, it was like the door opened
Went all in.
for like, okay, this is my path. Yeah.
What are you doing with your finances right now, making so much money? Are you reinvesting, or what have you spent your money on? Like,
Well, after the Rolex, the Gucci, that's so bad. I'm so new money. I bought my Tesla.
you have to
X.
though. You have to have your little
You
you have to enjoy it for a little bit.
You do. But I am in the process
you
of
deserve
buying
it.
a house.
Okay.
I'm gonna buy a house, and I just bought that business.
Wow.
So I'm like, okay, and I hired a money coach. That was probably the most important thing, because I knew, I'm like, okay, I have to make sure I know how to keep wealth, right? There are a lot of people don't know how to keep wealth. You could make it,
Right.
but the books I've been reading, it's like harder to hold on to wealth. And so that's the goal.
And so are you growing your personal brand with this as well? Like,
I mean, this is my personal brand. And that's kind of what
You're
I spoke
known
about
for.
at a TikTok event. I talked about, this is your personal brand now, right? It's different. Like when you're building this affiliate business now, like it is really you who they're buying from.
You're
You
a
are the
shop
store.
creator,
You
right.
are, Gary Vee says, we are the new store. It's like, yes, there was Apple. Yes, there was, there's different companies, but like we are now like a boutique in a sense. Like I am my own boutique, and I am the face of the boutique and the personal brand.
what do you really feel like sets you apart from other people that are not as successful yet?
My fucking tenacity, I think. I mean, that came from like being a fitness trainer, my discipline. I mean, you don't skip a day. I just had a baby and I was pregnant for the 9 months. Did I skip a day? No. And like the one phrase, I guess, that changed my life is like, no matter what, I'm going to do it. So if I'm tired, I'm still going to do it. If I don't feel good, I'm still going to do it. And
Right.
that, honestly, from social media consulting, I think that's what holds people back. Because I've tried to help so many friends. Like, Jackie's succeeding because Jackie's a fucking hustler like me. You know what I mean? But I can help somebody else, and if they don't do it, people get lazy. People are, and again, I'm coming from a personal training standpoint, from just fitness. Everybody wants abs. Nobody wants to do the ab workouts. Nobody wants to hit that gym every single day, or not every day,
Eat
but like
right.
let's say 4 to 5
Right.
days a week. Nobody wants to eat right. You know what I mean? So it's the same thing I see, and the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. Right? So I saw a lot just in fitness. People are fucking lazy. I hate to say that, but you know what I mean?
Not
If
everybody
you
has it
don't
like that,
if you don't
right.
have the tenacity, look at Michael Jordan. He wasn't the best player, but he had tenacity. He had hard work. Even Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant used to train like 4 times a day. You know what I mean? Which I got to meet because my husband played with the Lakers for that in 2009.
What does a day-to-day look like for you?
Well, now it's changed because I just had the baby. Before, I would shoot every day. Now I have a night nurse that comes every other day. So when she comes, the next day I'm shooting for 2 days. So she'll come.
You're batch filming now.
Yes, batch filming for 2 days. I still like to keep it somewhat like up to date, right? Because every day could be different as far as what products are selling. So I won't batch like, some people will batch like 80 videos. Like I'll batch 10, right? So I can have 3 to 4 per day.
High quality.
Yes, high quality. And then on the weekends, I'm like now taking more time to like spend time more with the baby, with my
Right.
husband, which my husband helps me so much. So I want to like make sure he's getting the attention that he needs. So it's very different now. And then he's helping me run the event business right now.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And then if you could give advice to somebody that wants to start right now, what would you tell them?
Never give up, as cheesy as that sounds.
What about like product selection? Like, how do they go about picking their products?
I would say focus on being the niche. Understand that you are the niche, right? So don't jump onto the virality of products unless that's part of your niche. For example, I am a curvy, mom in her 40s. I'm going to look for a product that's good for mature skin, good for a busy mom. Like, I am the niche. Again, I'm the boutique.
Yeah.
There is no like niche fashion, niche skincare. Like, no, me as a person, all the things that fit into my box of my avatar. You know, that's my product selection, and that helped me kind of narrow down. If I don't use it every day or every other day, then it shouldn't be something I'm talking about.
Man, I love that. Well, it's really hard to believe that you're in your 40s now because
I
I've
know,
known you
it's
for a long time.
crazy.
But I mean, what's next? Do you want to leave the audience with anything else?
Man, well, gosh, I don't know, believe in yourself. It's so cheesy, but like I think believing in yourself, and I think the biggest thing is don't let fear stop you from doing what you want. If it is shop, if it's starting your business, if it's having a baby in your 40s, don't let fear stop you. You know, it's like that quote, like everything you want's on the other side of fear. Oh, it's so fucking true. It's so true.
What has been the coolest thing you've been able to do with TikTok Shop?
God, the coolest thing, man, go to Milan. I went to Milan with OQQ for a fashion show.
Wow.
And they had me go to just, you know, see the fashion show and share about the new products. And yeah, I think that's probably the coolest. And
That's
I got to take my
amazing.
husband, and, you know, after that we went to Greece, and like, again, that was the first month I had made 100. So like in that month, so I mean, I got the nicest hotels. It was, and it's so nice. I took us to Gucci. I was like, babe, get whatever you want. And it was
That's
like
amazing.
crazy, you know,
Right.
being able to do that for my husband. I mean,
All
he
from
did it for
TikTok Shop.
me when he was on the Lakers and when he played basketball. Like, he took care of me, right? He took me around the world. And now it's like the roles have switched. And it was a little hard at the beginning, right? But now it's like we're both like, hey, this is what it is, and let's help each other grow. But yeah, that was probably the coolest thing.
That's insane. If people want to get in touch with you for your new business, what would you advise them to do? Like DM you
With
or
my new business, like
yeah,
the
like
studio.
your studio.
Yeah, I mean, hey@hotshopmuffler.com. It's a muffler shop. Stunning, funny story. So it's called Hot Shop Muffler. My dad's actually the owner of the building, right? I rent
Oh
from
wow,
him
okay,
now,
nice.
which is nice because now I'm helping him with his retirement, and it's a tax write-off for
Very
me.
nice. That's amazing. Giving
But
back.
he was the muffler. He was the muffler man. He moved here from Mexico, saved up to buy a building, started a muffler business, and then retired back in 2015. Rented it to somebody else who started the event planning business, who I bought the business from, you know, the online assets, Pure Space and everything. And he also created hotshopmuffler.com. So that's where they can check it out and hopefully support, you know.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Well, congratulations on everything. I'm super proud of you, and we'll do a part 2 maybe in a year and see where you're at there.
See where we're at, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
Thanks for having me.
Sounds
It
good.
was
Thanks for
fun.
coming. Thanks, guys. Subscribe if you're new.